Hello, hello, my crafty friends. We're going to get together here. Oops, I got the wrong inks out. But we're going to trade our inks for some other really pretty colors. And we're going to talk about some very fun stuff today. I did not get a thing posted up earlier because the system was not super friendly today for whatever reason. Rather annoying. Ah, you disappeared. My goodness. Need all of these beautiful things to stop going popping up. So I'll give you guys a few seconds to show up. It's always so fun. And get this shared into the group. Wow, this is the last live before January 1st. So I have been dying to play with these butterflies. So some of you guys will make it here, and I am a little bit late coming on just because of the way the system's working. This is beautiful butterflies. It's going to be new and upcoming. Y'all should be getting these books. Kind of surprise, surprise. Can't show you the covers or anything in them yet, but these are showing up, and I just got mine today. So that's just an FYI for you. And without further ado, I've done some pre-cutting and a few odds and ends, but, you know, not the whole kit and caboodle, so to speak. This has a deep embossing folder, which is right here, which I'm keeping in this. I've also started to label my stamps from what catalog they're coming from. So if y'all have questions and you ask me something, I might have a chance of being able to say, oh yeah, I have that, I don't have that, or where to send you for certain types of ideas. Here we go. So there are a couple of, oh, here it is. I was like, where did that go? Dies that are pretty cool. So this die here that's in this collection, forgive the overlapping, should probably not do that, they'll stick down better, and it creates a cutout like this depending on how you lined it up. I set mine down a little bit deeper, and I have two of them here so we can kind of take a look at different ways to do that. We have some cute little bodies, and I am opting to cut those out of black, which then took me down another road that I didn't really have time to go down, but I did. I think there are 12, let me see. This is going to be 16, 46, 14, and there are 12 dies, 16, 46, 14, but I would just recommend you buy this one all in the bundle, because you'll get a discount on the bundle, plus it counts towards your celebration credits, so you get more free stuff there. So it's all around a good deal. But then after I cut out the little bodies, I thought, ooh, I wonder what would happen if I had some of these outlines done. So then I had to cut some black outlines, and it just kind of becomes its own beast, right? You guys are familiar with this. You start off and you end up all over the place. My solution to is to just kind of smack the die and stuff will pop out. Hey Cindy, how are you doing? How is life treating you? Did you see our friend lost her pup? So sad, Lizzie. Okay. So here we go. Here's this big, beautiful butterfly. Love it. Did you get this set, Cindy? Who? Hey, hey, Dada. Oh, April lost one of her pups. Yeah, it's very sad. All right, that's not coming out, and I don't have time to mess with it right at this second. So I know I'm still missing a couple more dies, and they're in here probably, hopefully. Here's one of them. And let's see what this does, because this is kind of cool. There's a third little body too. Gosh, I hate little bodies. I hate little things. What set is this? This is the new set that's going to come out on January 7th. So, like I said, one of the big things that's been a little bit interesting for me to cope with is no longer the first. It's the 3rd, 5th, or 7th. Okay, so missing one die. So you guys keep your eyes out for a die to show up. This is the stamp set itself, which I think is just really, really pretty. And I've die cut a bunch of stuff out. This is the Bohk paper. I know I'm saying that, B-O-H-E-K. That goes with this set. Very soft colors. Yeah. Getting anything else until January. I understand that. I'm on a restricted diet right now too. Balmy Blue, Berry Burst, Calypso Coil, so we want Calypso Coil, Berry Burst. So very different colors. I mean, in the snap of a fingers, we've gone from Christmas to some very, very pretty. I haven't used Balmy Blue before. Hey, Bernice, how are you? So Balmy Blue is kind of pretty. Here, Daffodil Delight is a pretty yellow. It's like our lemon or lemonade. And then Freesia is kind of a pinky purple. I wouldn't really call it lavender. Maybe you would call it lavender. I don't know. Sure, everybody. And then this is the Balmy Blue, which I thought initially was kind of almost like a lagoony watercolor. So I think there's got a lot of uses to this paper and this set. We're going to put that out of the way. I have, let's see. So this is one of our special deep emboss cut folders where it works specifically with this stamp set, so everything matches. And I am going to grab myself a white core paper, which of course, you know, we're just starting to get our feet on the ground with that. Trying to think what the closest. Periwinkle maybe, or wisteria. We'll see which one's closer because I think these are pretty colors. But I wanted the white core when I did this really quick so that you guys could kind of see. Watch, neither one of them really work. No, I've bombed out. Neither one of them work. Crash and burn. That's what I get for getting lost in die cutting. Not paying attention to my. Alright. Sorry guys, this was not what I thought I would be doing right at this particular second. So get our lemon. One of these has got to be close. Yeah, this one is close. So how did your weekends go? Everybody have some kind of a Christmas story of something that went really well, didn't go so hot. Anybody get something that they really, really wanted on their Christmas present or Christmas wish list? We got everybody together. I was really thrilled to have all my peeps in one spot. I didn't crash and burn, not totally, just kind of, sort of. All right. So this is one of these fun ones where you got to kind of think about And I am going to mark it this time because I do this, I hold it up and I think, is that going to push it up or push it down? Okay. So we're going to try and emboss this just because I want to see which way does what. And I still have the two-sided bit here. They are coming out with more colors. I think there's 6 more colors I showed you guys on our class. Remember, when you go to do this, this is a deep embossing folder. So your sandwich is super simple. It's the base, your folder, your gray pad, if you're using the Stampin' app. You are very forgiving. So tell me about your Christmas break. The weekend was nice and quiet. Okay, I love it. Okay, so this is the side that I want. So when I have this cut out, I really want this to sit on this side, like that. Doing the same piece of paper. I'll show you why I chose to do this. And because this is so silly thick, I'm going to do this like that. Oops. I really have like 20 permanent markers around here, you guys, and not ever can I find them when I actually need them. Okay, well, I'll just remember that the Stamping Up side is where I want that to go. I'm glad to hear that you had a nice, relaxing weekend, Bernice. I think that's so important for our souls to get rejuvenated. So back here really quick, open this up and look, you guys. So this one comes out really easy. Oh, it was able to cut 2. I wasn't sure it would cut 2 out, but you still have pieces that you can use here, and you still have this beautiful piece here. I'm going to emboss this, but I am not going to cut that one out this time. I'm just going to emboss. You had a touch of the flu. You actually had the flu, or you had something that felt like the flu. And just because I know a lot of times people feel like you have the flu, but it's really a 10-day event when you have the real flu. And I am really sorry that you felt like doo-doo, because that is never fun. All right, so we had some die cut pieces, and I've shown you how to kind of cut that out of the machine. You have to do your sandwich different than you do if it's a regular embossing folder. And you have to have that sandwich regardless of whether or not you're cutting something out of it. This is so pretty. So why did I want to do the white core? That's always a good question. And it is because if you sand this, my trusty, dusty, forever old sander, believe it or not, I've had this silly thing for years. If you sand on the white core, with these really deep embossing folders, it looks pretty neat. Look at that. Can you guys see that? So here's like one without the sanding and one with the sanding. So you guys can see that. I know I've had it like literally forever, but somebody told me if you get the fine grit, like the 400 grit blocks off of Amazon for like, you know how people will buy them for doing actual nails, that there's a block is bigger than this, and you can definitely feel that this has a couple of different textures on it. I have not personally bought the high grit or the fine grit to see. how that works, but here you'll see it a little bit better than you will on the yellow. So I'm really excited on the new colors that are going to come out. Who's got their catalogs now? I know that I think that Connie had her catalog. So look at that. Isn't that neat? I just think it's really a pretty, so we have a pretty thing to do, and so now we have a few of these to play with. So let's look at that card that can be made with that cutoff top, which I showed you at the very beginning. This. Did you get your catalogs yet? So here's what I did. I wanted to see exactly what we could get away with, right? So I did this, and I'm just going to go up to the top of the card and snip it. This is an A2. Yay, Bernice. I'm so excited. So I have effectively made a card that is butterfly shaped and opens up. Very, very simple to decorate, guys, because you can put this into it maybe, or you might want to, I guess that's bigger. I thought this one was going to fit inside that. Nope, that is too small to fit inside that. So see what you guys get to do with me? Figure things out. I would tell you then we're going to take this and... oh my goodness, this does not want to come out. We're going to get some balmy blue. And we're going to cut this little guy out of balmy blue, because we don't have anything better to do. I might have to move my paper closer to us. And I'm going to get Berry Burst, because I think Berry Burst is really pretty. Highlander. Okay, so we're going to cut us a butterfly out of this gorgeous Berry Burst. Isn't that just pretty, you guys? It's funny because I've been so focused on Christmas and Lost of the Moon and a few odds and ends like that, I did not really notice some of these colors, even though they were in the brights. This is colors in the brights, and so I was all about getting the brights because those are my colors. I just didn't really pay attention to them because I got into the Regals and Christmas. Sandwich change. So you need to have your 2 in there, your 1, 2, 3 paper. And we're going to put this on here towards the top. Now, when you're cutting it with the card, you want to make sure to tape this down because you do not need it to shift at all or your card's going to look funky. So we're going to have 2 of these butterflies. Which will look, just because we're playing around with this, that's one of the questions people had in our Kid of the Month class when we were messing around with it, is how does this work? Everybody's excited to see it, but we all want to know how it works. So you have that, and I'm just going to take my scissors and fussy cut this around the edge like that. And then I'm going to play with this a little bit further, and I'll do some cards with it. Now that I see it might be a little more challenging to figure out what goes with what. You cut that out of the pretty paper, and you'll have a really beautiful butterfly to lay down. So we'll just do that and see what that looks like. Di, have you gotten your catalogs? Oh, thanks for the heads up. Gosh darn it. See, I got to playing with it, and this just might be our, what is today? today is Monday, so we'll have a class on Thursday, or maybe sooner. Maybe on New Year's we'll get out, because I'll be able to play a little bit. And look at that. So doing the same thing here. I'm going to cut the front of the card off, but I'm going to leave it attached straight across. As I think this has lots and lots of uses. If you were solely a scrapbooker, I think this would be a fun way to put in journaling and have a lifting flap, and you could cut the page protector and slide that in. Just a thought on that. And if you take our pretty papers that we were just looking at earlier, I'm going to grab a stash here. This time I have to be on time because my Bunko group is going to go out. Nope, that is not a good color combination. Raspberry does not go with, it's not raspberry, Berry Burst does not go with that. But look at that. You can put that in there and it just looks like the butterfly is floating around on the sky. And this big butterfly in here does not fit that. So this one fits this butterfly. Yep. Okay, so this one fits this butterfly that I have die cut out. Just checking to see if it does some other things. You could, that one's just too small though. I am going to have to play with this some, because these would work in here, but it does not work up here. Look at that, does not work at all. So I have to figure out what I would do with the top pieces there. Stay tuned. We'll come back and play with that when I don't have so much crazy to do. All right, let's make a quick card and then give away some things. I like Time to Celebrate. And I want a little bit of that. And get this out of here. We're not going to actually stamp the butterfly because right now it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to. You love my little. But we are going to put together these cute butterflies. So I had cut out this. Okay. It does not completely work with that, but it does work with that. So interesting. Because then these aren't black. All right. I may have to make some phone calls, you guys, because this does not work quite the way I want it to. And those definitely don't line up. Things that make you go, We shall play, though. Nope. And those are definitely too small. All right. I'm going down the rabbit hole that you guys do not want me to go down. Well, all right. I say you don't want me to go down the rabbit hole, but I think in the end we end up creating some pretty cool things. We are coming to the end of our grace period, and pretty soon I'm going to have to. Okay, so what do you think of the new catalog, Dad? What's your professional opinion on it? Bernice, what do you think of it? Speaking of all of that, what does everybody think of that has it? I realize that some of you guys do not have it yet, but yeah, and that, I think the thing that throws me the most is the extra dies, because I'm like, okay, we're, you know, it's really easy with dies that just simply match the set, right? You know where it came from, you know where it goes, life is good. But when you start adding in all these extra dies, which definitely have their purpose and explain the price differencing between Oh, are ours different? I must have cut that wrong. Okay, well, we're going to have a white edge on the top and on the bottom. A little tiny white edge. It kind of throws you for a loop because you're used to, you know, being able to do things a certain way, and you don't have that luxury anymore. It's like gone. So it is definitely a learning curve. I was talking to somebody. How can you get a new catalog die and not open it? Come on, girl. Fess up. That's not one of my better cards. All right, and let's pull out our so my sides are going to be a little bit more narrow than my other pieces are going to be. You know, we have that iridescent ribbon, which I think will be really pretty. So here we go. We have some butterflies, and I did cut the little bodies out, if you remember. Yep, that's the matching body for that guy. I don't know, guys. Make sure you get a little bit of glue on this poor guy, because I was kind of hoping that then I would have some of these other little butterflies, but I thought these were all going to line up right away and match very quickly, which it clearly is not going to do. We may have to actually just stamp these out. Yeah. Now, I'll tell you that this should be black this time. Let me get it. Because, so we're going to do our little butterfly like this, and we're going to do another little butterfly with my black ink, which is Run Away with the Spoon. You know, guys, I would lose my head if it was not attached to me, just in case anybody is worried about that. Die is very familiar with me and knows that I would lose my head if it was not attached. Keep your paper, guys, your not your scratch paper, but your leftover papers from cutting out your dies, and I suggest you make one like master. This ink pad's kind of gotten dry. I want my memento. I really want a memento. Let's see if this one stamps as dark as I want it to. And yes, I did not clean that much better. Make sure to stamp your... Now, I have a harder time with the Stampin' Up! Ones. We had this conversation, but the clear ones I can still kind of get. They do not leave you the margin around the stamp that Close to My Heart did on the die. So you had a little bit of give that does not exist with this guy. Now there's pluses and minuses. Yeah, I'll be fine. You're not super excited about everything. That's good information to have, I think. Because we want them to know when we're happy. Yeah, I'll be fine, I think, right? Lord have mercy, kids. So these are the ones I need to play with to figure out what we're doing. Where did I put the sentiment, you guys? I know I blocked it up. Found it. Yeah, my bunko group, we're going to go out and have dinner. There are like, at one point, 6 people out of 12 had December birthdays. How crazy is that? 6 out of 12 people. That does not work in that sentiment. But I really like it, so we're going to put it here. Yes. Time to celebrate. You could celebrate just about anything, you guys. These ink pads smell to me like almonds. Does anybody have these ink pads that stays on? For a long time, I was really into stamping on metal, and stays on is great for stamping on metal. I was one of those girls that if it didn't move, you stamped it. Anybody else like that? Cindy, we'll have to figure it out. We'll have to brainstorm some ideas. I'm going to put my little butterfly here. And I'm going to roll this. I don't know if you've got it. You love, I know, right? It explodes. It seriously explodes. Some things just do not change die. My desk exploding is one of those things that does not change. Hate to say it. So I'm going to really have to sit down and play, because when I saw this, I had in my mind a way that this would work, which it's really not going to work. So now I have to sit and think. Put this guy there. And if you roll the edges, you can really get some nice dimension in here. Look at that, you guys. Now, it's going to flatten out in the mail, but you can let your friends know to just kind of fluff her up. Be very, very gentle. But, look at that. Stays on should work really good. Stays on is pretty permanent. So I feel like I have some forgiveness here. And then I'm going to put this back on. I need to find my re-inker for my intense black. Memento, you guys. Imagine that. And because this is the sky, but this promises for some more fun things on the next day. Look at that. You can kind of even make your own like little flight paths, if you will. It's a different kind of flight path. You know, this would be really good too with bubbles for a fish. Another use, stamp lightly so that I don't go off. Look at that. Who wants a butterfly card? Throw me some numbers, you guys. And I have actually some spare packs of some things in here. So 2 people are going to get embellishments. 1 person's going to get a card. I have my numbers to the side so you can't see them. This is not the prettiest one I've done, so I'm so sorry. You know what? That just doesn't fit on here, even though I thought it was cute. Wow. I'm going to use these pretties. So we had a clean the house weekend, which was not exciting. I really wanted to find some other things to do besides clean the house. But the good news is most of our Christmas is put away because we get really crazy busy. And I had this plan, but my plan doesn't work because we're crazy busy, you know? You want the butterflies? Yes, 24. Holy cow, Di. You got it right on the money. I can't believe you did that. Yes, I can. So, do you want the butterfly card or do you want some embellishments, Di? have you seen the scrapbooking workshop? The 2 scrapbooking workshops, Cindy? That brochure yet? I agree. You're skipping. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to let you all go. I've got to go round my little herd of kids up and deliver them back home. Love you guys, and I'll get you that. And I didn't see anything else for anybody else. So, all right. Love you guys. Take care, and I'll see you after the New Year's. Happy New Year's. Be safe.